Us too. I think Matt Berry is a brown sugar cinnamon kind of guy.
Second most popular Pop-Tart, brown sugar.
Okay, well I'm
number one, strawberry.
Yeah, well I'm a s'mores Pop-Tart snob. Collectively, we're Elle Duncan and Matt Berry.
All right, so today we have the men's Final Four in Minneapolis. It is a lot to live up to after what we saw last night with the women in Tampa. Walked in a trout.
But I'm saying you could make it a trout, and then it could be like his head that, okay, we'll workshop it later. So the first week of April gifted us Jerry Stackhouse as a college coach. Before anchoring down, he of course played for the Bucks when just making the postseason, Matt, was a win.
Segue. The NBA season winding down, and one thing was taken care of. In the East this week, the top seed, it goes through Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Jovial Pop?
I know.
I don't know what to do.
Let's get kicked out.
So we're, 9 days into the regular season, and at this rate, the Yankees will be looking ahead to next season by May. I mean, they are really hurt. Troy Tulowitzki, calf strain on Wednesday, the latest of many bruised bombers. Like, every single recognizable name on their team is on this list. Is Aaron Judge good? We must protect Aaron Judge at all costs. He's good. All told, Tulo, the 9th Yankee to land on the injury list this season. They have more than $105 million in salary riding pine. That's more than the entire Orioles payroll. The good news is the Yankees' 23 of their first 28 games are against teams that finished below 500 in 2018.
After the showdown between Larry Bird and Magic Johnson in 1979, this year's NCAA men's basketball championship will be decided in Minneapolis.
Yeah, the 70s actually saw Minnesota make its own hoop history, from the budding career of Kevin McHale to an epic in-game fight from 1972 between Ohio State and the University of Minnesota. But from its indoor arenas to the purifying waters of Lake Minnetonka,
one basketball playing superstar and Twin Cities native stands out. 5'2" point guard who needed just one name to conquer the world, as Chris Conley shares in this SC feature.
1 year ago today, a community, a nation, and the hockey world were rocked by one of the sport's deadliest tragedies. A bus carrying a Canadian junior hockey team, the Humboldt Broncos, collided with a semi-truck, killing 16 players, coaches, and staff members on board.
Now, 1 year later, to the day, 3 families impacted by that fateful night share their stories of loss, unity, and resilience. Tomorrow morning, E60 presents Forever Broncos, a powerful portrait of life's fragility and the boundless strength that exists within us. Here's an excerpt, narrated by Wayne Gretzky. Class A Advanced Astros affiliate, team name is named for the red cockaded woodpecker, which has a large population in the area. Also, they won their first game 15-0 on a one-hitter from the pitching staff.
Yeah, so we're wearing the home white and gray jerseys. Here's the white. Okay.
Look at this one.
This is the gray. I'm going to put my top plays down because that's coming in just a second. We really worked this one out. The team's letting us unveil the 3 alternate jerseys that they're going to wear this season as well.
Pecker lids.
Love a good woodpecker lid.
Yeah, who doesn't?
They're called something. An aviary.
A bird enthusiast.
Okay, all right. That sounds legit.
You look at the numbers. I mean, he's averaging a triple-double.
Yeah.
He gets his shot volume, though.
He certainly does.
Russ gets his money's worth.
Kobe did, too. So you're off to God's country.
I am off to Augusta.
Okay, you were leaving for Augusta. Matt will be doing our Masters coverage all week long.
Look forward to it.
Looking forward to that as well.
You know what's not going to happen there?
What?
Ice in April.
That's true.
It's going to be nice.
Nice and warm.
And a Storm Jay Harris coming up next. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.
Coaches who preach them, welcome into hopefully a fundamentally sound SportsCenter AM.
Well.
Elle Duncan, Randy Scott on this Sunday morning. Also a big night for mascots who ride horses.
That's true. Masked rider. Hold tight. And it's no offense to your abilities, Cav Man, but yesterday we witnessed an event 85 years in the making. Women finally playing at Augusta National, the result of an inaugural tournament that was dubbed the Augusta Women's Amateur Event. It was announced last year in an effort to showcase up-and-coming athletes in the sport, but also to inspire the next generation of young female golfers to help grow.
All right, one headline in particular grabbed our attention for these Sunday morning half-hour headlines. We'll get to that in just a moment. We call that a tease here in the news biz, but it's from the Daily Progress in Charlottesville. We'll just say it's a play upon the last name of the hero for the Wahoos last night.
Yeah, not a particularly creative one either. I preferred nice guys finish first.
Good news for Edmonton. The offseason starts now, right, for the Oilers, so plenty of time for McDavid to get healthy.
Is that good news? That means they didn't make the playoffs.
It's news. That ring being set up for this event. It's WrestleMania 35. So 17 years ago, that means a couple friends and I were in a dorm outside Chicago, geeked up for this. There was a split in the room. One guy really liked The Rock. The other guy, maybe me, really liked Hulk Hogan. The Rock won. It was a tremendous moment. It was also years ago.
If that personal anecdote didn't make it clear, Randy didn't have a girlfriend until he was 30. But the truth is, for more than 3 decades, that's what WrestleMania does. It makes huge names like Hogan and The Rock and Andre the Giant and Stone Cold Steve Austin. It's where names are made, but it's also where moments are made. And this year, Randy, as Jeremy Schaap shows us, the main event is like nothing before it.
Step aside, hand things over to Hannah Storm and Jay Harris over on ESPN.
Correct.
Following us on ESPN2 is the E60 we've been talking about.
Yes, Forever Broncos right here, SportsCenter over on ESPN. Did last night, and the first coaching domino has fallen. Adrian Wojnarowski, what can you tell us?
Elle, it's about to fall. Sacramento plans to fire Coach Dave Joerger. Their general manager, Vlade Divac, will...
Vying for their 40th win yesterday. They haven't won more than 33 in 10 seasons. Why do that now?
Yeah, and with a young core, a star point guard, a lot closer to 500 than this team has been in a very long time.
And certainly, they had made big strides. Joerger, we knew his job status was kind of up in the air as he was moving into the final year of his contract. Obviously, Adrian Wojnarowski is on top of anything. Should any more dominoes fall, we'll have it for you here on SportsCenter. But again, it was the end of the regular season. Let's go by the numbers on what was. And we are on top of all the breaking news here from Bristol. But our coverage from Augusta National continues right now. Matt Barry hosting SportsCenter at the Master live this morning. Hey, Matt. 60 seconds from now, but we do start with breaking news in the NBA. Kings GM Vlade Divac is planning to fire Coach Dave Joerger in a meeting today. That's according to our Adrian Wojnarowski. Divac's got a 4-year extension today and is essentially looking to consolidate his power, sources tell Woj. There has been a bit of a disconnect between Joerger and the front office over playing time for some young players. We are going to handle all non-Masters related coverage from right here in Bristol as it happens. But for now, we send it back to Augusta. Matt Barry anchors our coverage as SportsCenter at the Masters rolls on.
So many reasons why
Yes, there
it's
is.
going to be phenomenal. Sunday is here, so are we. Elle Duncan and Matt Barry alongside. We have day one of the NBA playoffs to get to, but today could be one of the great days in sports history.
You know what? That's not hyperbole because I know you're a huge fan, but it isn't, right? Like the thought of Tiger in a green jacket again, I cannot even. In fact, I don't have to. Let's get you down to Augusta National as they break.
SportsCenter Sunday morning. Elle Duncan, Matt Barry alongside. Time now for your half-hour headlines.
Matt, you know the adage, you don't just walk into Oracle Arena and mock Katie's body movement and get away with it. You don't know that? To keep the ball.
As he should.
Really? You want that in a
Absolutely.
trophy case
Yeah, you
somewhere?
became the wrong kind of history. At least look back on this somewhere when you're cashing your $17 million checks. Be like, I did this once.
I did this one. I had a terrible streak one time.
Terrible streak. A terrible streak not happening at Augusta today because there's going to be some early morning golf. For more, we go back to Michael Leaves down in a busy Sunday.
Really is, dude.
Can't wait to dig in on it. We're about to go out live to the Masters for the majority of the next hour, leading up to final coverage in the final round.
And when the Masters is over, SportsCenter is going to be all over it. We're live at 2 p.m. Eastern with all the reaction to the winner of the green jacket, who could be...
It's going to be Molinari.
Yeah.
Even though I want Tiger to win. But first, we get to say hi, hello.
Great day.
Are you going to have a great day? Sunday is here, so are we. Elle Duncan and Matt Barry alongside. Day one of the NBA playoffs. We'll get to that at some point. But first, we have breakfast at Augusta.
Yes, we do. Tiger potentially getting another green jacket. I cannot even. It doesn't matter. We don't have to because we are underway already from Augusta with tee times moved up.
Guys, thank you. We are back with a fresh edition of SportsCenter from 10 a.m. to noon. We'll have coverage of the NBA playoffs and all the other big stories in sports.
Yeah, plus don't forget, when the Masters is over, you're going to want to come back to SportsCenter 2 p.m. Eastern. They'll have the reaction. The winner of the green jacket is going to be great. That's it for us.
That is the big news out there, though. No green jacket ceremony for the public today because of the weather.
Exactly. Right now, a special edition of E60 for you Game of Thrones fans. You'll be real happy.
Masters. And with that, hello, hi. Elle Duncan and Matt Barry. We're going to have all the post-Masters covered for you on a SportsCenter special at 2 p.m. right here on ESPN. For now, there's other stuff to talk about.
There is plenty to get to outside of the Masters, right? Because the NBA playoffs are underway. Jackie Robinson would have turned 100 on January 31st. And as baseball celebrates his life and career this week, SportsCenter begins a 5-part series of essays written by trailblazing baseball writer Claire Smith on the depth of Jackie's impact, which can be surmised with this Hank Aaron quote. When Jackie came into the league, every black in America started watching professional baseball and minor league baseball. Unfortunately, much like Jackie, Aaron's achievements were not initially welcomed by some, especially as he chased down the all-time home run record. Jackie's daughter, Sharon Robinson, tells of his journey in a story I must warn you contains sensitive language, so viewer discretion is advised. It was 45 years ago this month when Aaron hit home run number 715. He'd finished with a career total of 755 home runs, a record mark that stood for 33 years. Tomorrow, in our part 2 of our series, we're going to look at the man himself, Jackie Robinson, on the 72-year anniversary of his history-making first game in the big leagues. Saturday.
Speaking of grit, it's hard to get to the NFL. That's why coming up next after us, hey, rookie, welcome to the NFL.
And don't forget, a special edition of SportsCenter Live, 2 p.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN. We'll have all the reaction to the final round of the Masters.
It's getting intense. See who wins. That's it for us.
Sports version of Christmas, and not just because you're getting literally Risco and Elle Duncan. It's because, and I want you to let this soak in for a minute, you woke up in a world where Tiger Woods is a Masters champion.
Yeah, and we thought there was Tiger Mania before all of this.
Okay. So last night's win also provided some vindication maybe for CJ McCollum. Back in 2018, the guard made a woman Twitter famous when she sniped at him about his perceived issues with star players going to the Warriors by tweeting, "Win a playoff game and then talk." And his humble clapback a year ago, "I'm trying, Jennifer." Now that he has, inquiring minds. It was 72 years ago on April 15th when Jackie Robinson stepped onto a Major League Baseball field as the first African-American to play in the modern era. The impact he left on the sport, the country, and the world is beyond palpable, as evident by players across baseball's landscape today wearing his league-wide retired jersey, which is why part 2 of SportsCenter's 5-part series of essays that was written by trailblazing baseball writer Claire Smith puts Jackie himself in full focus, narrated by his daughter. In part 3 of our series, we're going to examine the Negro Leagues and the outlet that they provided African Americans to play baseball before Jackie broke the color barrier at the major league level. In the Bay, as we say good morning to you on SportsCenter, I'm Elle Duncan. That is Nicole Briscoe. But you know the adage, never go to bed mad?
Yeah.
Okay, I would like to amend. Never go to bed unpaid. Yeah, because while highest paid player in the NFL. Let's bring in our NFL analyst. Dan Orlovsky is here alongside Jim Nagy. So you were a scout for the Seahawks when they won Super Bowl 48. And Dan, what's your reaction? You hear that the Seahawks finally got this deal done, a record-setting deal with their quarterback. But Jim, there's always an impact. Whenever I hear, oh, this person got a historic contract, you always start wondering about the rest of the roster. How are the Seahawks going to have the money to compile that around him?
Well, it puts the onus.
And don't forget, like, Russell is one of those guys in the NFL that when you pay him that money.
Jackie Robinson was showcasing his talents for the Brooklyn Dodgers. He was showcasing his talents in the Negro Leagues and the Kansas City Monarchs. Although Jackie was the first player to be picked from the Negro Leagues to break Major League Baseball's color barrier, the league was filled with legends in their own right. In fact, it's part of our celebration of Jackie's impact. His daughter, Sharon, tells us about the rich history of the Negro League. Waking up with Elle Duncan and Matt Berry, and waking up to Christian Yelich making history, but the Brewers with a swift Kike in the rear. The showdown at Miller Park in a minute.
Well, we are off and running, aren't we? We start.
Matt and Elle back with you on SportsCenter. You know, in the biggest sense, the NFL drafts become a national spectacle. But measured more intimately, it's a series of days that profoundly affect hundreds of young men and their families. It's a time of great celebration, if, of course, Matt, your name is called.
That's the big if, but what if it's not? What do you do next? As Tom Rinaldi shares in this SC featured, if you're one young man in Colorado who never heard his name, you might make history right at home. Friday home game starting on April 26. Trenton Thunder, the AA affiliate of the Yankees, will wear special Thunder pork roll uniforms and will be served. I would like
eating pork rolls.
So the Trenton Thunder, in exchange for us doing this, I would like boxes of pork rolls sent here.
Can you
morning
box
show.
up pork rolls?
That's right up the road.
Okay. From right near where I grew up. The Gwinnett Stripers, also known as the Gwinnett Braves, the AAA affiliate of the Atlanta Braves. And they're apparently hosting something. Prompter went out, so I don't really know what they're hosting, but they've got these really...
Off more like a fishing lure.
Bobby Cox, do I?
You familiar with the fishing lure?
Yes.
They're bright.
Fish?
They're
Yeah.
Hannah, Jay, and Chanae. They're going to talk basketball, not
they
salmon.
will. Yeah. We'll save the fishing for us.